welcome back, everybody, to the 9th episode of the Digital Film Reel podcast. Today, we are talking again about Moon Knight episode 4, and we also got a new trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder. So we're gonna kind of talk about those a little bit, our thoughts on the trailer. It looks interesting. I'm gonna lead with that. But today we have again with us Will. How are you doing up there, Will? Again,
I'm doing.
no... What was that?
I'm doing great, I said.
Okay.
And I need to download this on my computer because I keep thinking my phone will be better than it was the last week, but it never is. So.
All right. Well, at least we can hear you. This is a podcast, so I mean that's what's important here. And then we also have Kevin again. Same kind of situation. Down to the bottom there. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing good. Besides, my webcam just decided to quit on me. I don't know why. Again.
Oh, that's sad. That is really sad.
My audio is crystal clear thanks to my Razer, though, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah, it sounds decent, and you got that nice little logo. We got to get you a logo there, Will. Maybe we get you guys as avatars as screensavers for you guys up there. If you guys are not gonna fix your camera situations. All right. Well, we don't have Gavin with us tonight. He couldn't make it, so I told him he could pop in if he comes in later, but. Until then, we'll just continue on. All right, so starting off, let's talk about the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer. It was a quick trailer. I think it was a teaser trailer, right? I think it said teaser trailer.
I believe so. Official teaser trailer, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a minute and 30 seconds. I thought it looks good. Like it looks like Taika Waititi Thor movie. It looks like it's gonna be hilarious. We got the Guardians of the Galaxy coming back, the Asgardians of the Galaxy, as Thor put it in.
And Korg.
Yeah, and Korg there. So we got the gang all together. But it looks like in the trailer they break up fairly soon. Thor does a whole training montage. It looks like you see it. He's all fat, and then he's doing his whole workout thing. So he's probably gonna lose all of his weight because he is. He's that standard Chris Hemsworth, look that we're all used to and stuff.
He's got to shed that fake stomach.
Yeah. So I think we're going to get a training montage pretty early on in the movie. And then I think the Guardians are going to dump him off somewhere. And it looks like he's kind of being a hippie. I mean, that's what it looks like. He looks like he's got a braid in his hair and he's just like, he's chilling. So... You guys have anything you guys want to say about that? No?
I think it's going to be interesting to see where... I definitely don't depend on what order we see things in the trailer being what's in the movie.
Yeah. I think what we're seeing...
I don't know.
I think what we're seeing from the trailer is going to be very early on in the movie.
I think the whole... Well...
I think it's the whole setting up, but... we didn't get any images of the villain, who is, I think his name is Gore, and Gore the God Killer or something, or God Butcher, and he's being played by Christian Bale. So I'm very curious to see what
that's gonna be interesting.
He looks like. I think there's gonna be like some CG involved or something like that. I'm not like I've only seen some promotional art and stuff for his character, so I'm not sure. What he's gonna. Really look like. And what else did we see in this trailer? We got Kevin. I know you wanted to mention that little teaser thing right at the end there.
Yes.
Where we see Mjolnir reforged back together, and
is it reforged or is it like?
Yep.
Is it reforged or magically held? That's. Because we still see like.
Well, I mean, it was forged with magic, so I mean, either way, it's magic. So I don't know.
I guess if it's being held together by magic, either in yeah.
So Did you guys expect to see or before I say it, do you know who is wielding Mjolnir? Like, was that obvious to you guys? Did you guys know about that before you saw this trailer?
I didn't know it was going to be in this trailer, no. Or I didn't know she was going to be in this movie.
Oh, really? You didn't? What about you?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't really looked too deeply into it.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh man, I really want to say like it's gonna be in future trailers and stuff, but I would really love to see your reaction if you don't know who it is in the movie. Do you want me to spoil it for you, because I don't know if they're keeping it as much of a secret or not.
Seems like Woman Thor, but I don't know.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you who it is? Because it's probably going to be revealed way before the movie ever comes out. Her name's going to be on the poster. So,
is it his old girlfriend?
Yeah. It's Natalie Portman reprising her role as Jane Foster, and whether or not it's our Jane Foster or not, I don't know. I'm not sure how they're going to really go about doing that, but it looks really, really interesting, and it looks like she's been working out a lot. I don't know if you guys could tell, but she actually has like pretty decent sized arms. I was very surprised by that. But yeah, I don't know if it's gonna.
Funny because we see him romancing someone else on
yes. I noticed that on the second viewing of the trailer, he kisses some blue-haired girl or something like that, and I was like, wait a second, who is that? I'm so confused by it. Hey Eric, see you down in the chat. Eric says, I absolutely love Chris and Chris together, hilarious. And that is Chris Pratt and Chris Hemsworth. I think they're going to be great in this movie together. I feel like we're not going to get very much of Chris Pratt in this movie because it looks like the Guardians are going to dump Thor off fairly early on. Thor and Korg, they're going to drop him off somewhere.
Well, I don't know because I think
we see them fly away and stuff.
Well, I know that happens, but I think it's going to happen before at least the workout montage because it's the shaving because we see.
Yeah, I think it's going to open up to him being with the Guardians and then him training and then kind of being a hippie and stuff. And you know that scene in the trailer, you see him burying his axe there, Stormbreaker. You see him burying it and then standing off in the distance. Is very Thanos-esque, very reminiscent to some shots that we saw of Thanos in was it Endgame or Infinity War? I'm not sure which. So I think after that is when the Guardians are going to drop him off somewhere. Something like that. And then that's when the movie's going to start kicking off with Jane Foster being Thor somehow. Whether or not that's something to do with multiverse or it's the one we're familiar with, I'm not sure. I'm very, very curious to find out, though.
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The other thing is like, they do a real quick snippet of it. They have someone wielding a golden lighting bolt, and I'm trying to.
Yes, that is Zeus.
There is okay.
That is Zeus.
Yeah, I know.
They are
I was
bringing
thinking
in
like
Greek gods into this.
Has the Olympians? They are bringing the Greek pantheon.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because with Moon Knight we have the Egyptian gods, and then obviously with Thor we have the Norse gods, and now we're gonna be getting the Greek gods. So I'm very, very curious to see how if they're gonna connect them at all, if they're all going to be different beings from other places, or if they're actually gonna be like, yeah, they basically are gods. They're all mystical and stuff. I'm not sure how they're going to go about it, because I'm not too familiar with the Thor comics or anything like that. I don't even think I've read a single Thor comic, so I may have read one, but it's. I don't know the lore on all the the Greek mythology stuff in Marvel. So I know a lot of it in DC, but not in Marvel. So I'm very curious to see how they go about it
in Marvel.
Yeah.
I know they have a hero Hercules. They have a hero named Hercules.
They have Hercules, but I don't know if it's supposed to be the actual Hercules or if he's just a really strong guy. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I believe it's a really strong guy.
Yeah.
Because at one time he fights with more modern characters.
Yeah.
I think he's supposed to be X-Men at one point.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, it'll definitely be interesting.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this goes. It's coming out in July, I believe. So we'll have to wait till then to see it. And I think we're going to probably get another trailer, probably a couple trailers before it actually comes out. I think they're going to be ramping up stuff for Doctor Strange because that's coming out in a couple weeks now. So we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Yeah, I am so excited for that. All right, so if there is anything else you guys wanted to say about the Thor trailer, we can just jump over into the Moon Knight episode if you guys want to.
I'm good.
Yeah,
you
sure.
Good? All right. So guys, we got the 4th episode of Moon Knight. It opens up with, Layla and Steven, in the sand dunes where we left them last time. And we got, I think it's Harrow's guys, right? Is that where
really
it opens up?
Well, no, it opens up with the very cinematic upside down camera twisting scene, and then we see I just blanked on the name.
Which scene is this? See, I'm already drawing up. I literally just watched it like an hour ago.
I know,
again.
So did I, but I noted this because we see, oh my goodness, who's the
yes. We see them putting the statue in there, and then it goes over to that. Yes,
and
I know what you mean.
Well, my thing is, it pans out, and there are several.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
So, I was wondering where the rest of the Egyptian pantheon was, and I'm like, oh, that's where they are. All the gods put them there for reasons.
Yeah.
Question mark. We're gonna get into that.
The most powerful ones have decided, oh no, all of you guys are bad. Well, that's probably why they've been less prominent in recent years, is because these 6 have put everybody else into statues.
I mean, it is I think the 5 there were the main, there's Horus and whatever his wife is. They're the parents of most of them.
Yeah.
And then you had a few others like peace and balance. I'm like, okay, now you're just watching, but I guess all the troublemaking gods they freaking imprison.
They just I guess so.
Are we gonna have a jailbreak episode? Is that what
I really hope so. I think that would be really fun.
Awesome.
I mean, the ending of this episode might be teasing something towards that, where we're seeing more of the gods and stuff. And
we did.
Very interesting. Yeah,
we literally
very interesting
did.
There. But before we get to the end, towards the ending of the episode, let's see. They go into the tomb. The episode's called Into the Tomb or something like that, or the tomb.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, something about a tomb. So they go in there, and we had a very interesting sequence there. I was very, very surprised by how dark it got in there.
The freaking undead,
very
clicking.
horror-esque episode there. That whole sequence there, I was like, this is pretty intense there. Will, I know you don't like horror movies. What did you think of that?
I liked it. I thought it wasn't forced. Even though
I agree, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't like horror, and I didn't think it was that bad.
So I'm a horror guy. I love horror movies and stuff, and I liked this in there because it didn't feel like it went too far with it. It didn't feel like it was overly this is jump scare terrifying, but it had a great suspense to it, and it was very curious. I was trying to figure it out. What is this thing? And I still am trying to figure out what it was. You guys have any theories on what you thought this creature was?
The sorcerer mummies.
Yeah, it wasn't just.
That's what.
Yeah, I'm not. I was like, what is this thing? Is it, and what is it doing? It had jars of human blood and stuff in it, and it's just. I was very confused by it. I was like, what is this thing doing? I don't know.
It's like semi-mummifying all these bodies, because there's several of the 4 jars or 6 jars on the ground that have different amounts of blood on them. So I'm like, okay, is this guy stuck in repeat or something? What? And he's like, oh, there's someone living. No, you're in the tomb. You must be dead and must be preserved. I'm like, what does this have to do with the story plot? Just throwing some monsters in here.
Yeah.
I don't know, Will. I don't know what your like TV or however you watch the episode. I watched it in my living room, and like I think part of the reason the horror didn't hit me too hard is because I watched it earlier today, and I have a south facing window, southwest facing window in my living room. So like all the very dark scenes, I just freaking saw myself sitting on the couch.
Oh, that's the worst. That is so.
It's like
Oh, that's awful.
it's
What
like I
was
said. I think. Oh wait, no, it's just blurry me.
what was your what was your experience with that, Will?
So yeah, I actually watched it pretty late at night.
Oh, nice.
Me too.
I watched it at 12 o'clock at night
Well, there you go.
on Wednesday and watched the whole thing, and it was still enjoyable. It really wasn't that bad. It was like, see, I don't do well with suspense thrillers, but gore I can deal with. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't have that much of each either.
exactly, yeah.
I think it had like notes.
Yeah, I think it did it well without like trying too hard. Whereas a lot of horror movies, I think, try too hard to do that sort of thing. And I think this had a good balance between like it's still Marvel, so it's not going full on horror, but it's doing it did it very well for what it was, and it was a good sequence in there. So I really enjoyed it.
I think it worked. Yeah.
And I just like that scene when she's like climbing and then the hand comes out like and like grabs her hand. I was like, oh, that's nasty.
And then jump
creepy.
The one good jumps there, and then they do it again, and then like, oh, she got away with the arm, and then like, nope, he's back and he's trying to kill her with his freaking femur. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. Yeah. And then when
it's always interesting when you see self-aware zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. When they go off that cliff there, I was like, they didn't just kill her. I was like, that I don't see how she could have survived that. But how is she, and then she's hanging on, and I'm like, I don't know about that, but okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like that was the moment that, okay, you took this a little too far, because I'm like, you kick the monster off and then she has her whole like I almost died experience, which I liked, like the whole like just yelling into the void because you almost fell off a cliff. I'm like, an actual human reaction to falling into quite possibly the abyss into hell.
Yep.
If we want to get into some Egyptian lore.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, right after that, Harrow drops that huge bomb on her, being like, yo, Mark was responsible for your dad's death. So she was getting hit by all kinds of emotional trains at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got an appearance of a very famous historical figure, Mr. the Great, as Stephen put it. We got the tomb of Alexander the Great in there. I thought that sequence was pretty funny there. That conversation that he was having with Mark.
Yeah. I almost anticipated the jaw, like, just for a split second, like, clamping down on his arm and him just having to, like, actually pull apart the zombie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we had just gone through something very similar with Layla, so it's like it would make sense. There's precedent for this mummified corpse to just stand up and just try to eat him or something, or kill him, then take his organs or something.
Something.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought that whole sequence was pretty interesting. The conversation he was having with Mark there and stuff, and it's interesting to see Steven's development at this point, where like I can't tell if he's like falling in love with Layla or if he's just enjoying somebody that looks at him the way she does because she's seeing Mark. So I'm trying to figure out like what Steven's reaction to her actually is. And it's still weird because like they are two separate entities technically. So it's strange on how that whole dynamic is working there. Yeah. And then she even says in this episode where she she still isn't fully convinced that they are two different personalities. But I think
I think we figure that out when they're in the in between psycho ward, if that's what that's supposed to be, because they're both. Because if I'm wondering where they go with that, because I'm like, okay, are these two guys like actual two different souls, and that's why they're in the in between?
I've got some theories, but do you guys want to just jump right into the ending there and start picking apart that, or is there anything else you guys
I had
want to
a
talk
couple
about?
things about kind of went fast through the
Yeah,
episode there, but
yeah. Shoot,
there
go
was
ahead.
one point. Well, I just thought, like, we saw a couple things that I get kind of going back to, like, wondering what the mummies are, because we come to see one of the mummy blades at the dig site.
Yeah,
So I'm like wondering if that's kind of explains like why everybody's gone,
yeah,
because they're literally being taken down to be mummified or whatever that
yeah.
was. So that was
And
kind of
they
interesting.
found the bullet shells down there as well.
Yep. So they've been
So
fighting. Yeah,
does that mean there's more than just that one? Because she seemed
that's
to
what I'm
handle
wondering.
it fairly easily. By I mean, she broke its arm off. You'd think like a half dozen or a couple dozen guys, however many people Harrow has down there with guns, should be able to handle them decently.
Well, the thing is, being undead, can they be shot, or are they just like shooting
Well,
and then getting gutted?
Well, I mean, if you shoot them enough, I'm pretty sure there's going to be almost nothing left for them to, really attack with.
Yeah.
If they break apart as easily as they did for her. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there must be more, or there's something else going on there, because there was blood outside in that camp, and there was obviously fresh blood inside there.
And they were moving bodies for some reason. And the thing that creeped me out, what the heck was with the flayed snake being stitched onto a freaking arm? He said that was part of a regenerative process, and I'm like, is this part of the
snake grew a human? What?
No, it's like what, because Steven mentioned it as like some like resurrection ritual, and I'm like, like, is this what it's like the cult thing of here are all us blind servants leaded by this one guy, and the one guy is the actual guy that lives, and everyone else is just fodder for this dark ritual.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember that shot there with the snake.
I rewinded it twice. I'm like, I did see the snake and the human arm. I'm like, eh.
Which part was that? Was that when Steven climbed up onto the thing? Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember that part specifically, but yeah, I was surprised.
I think it was just meant to be creepy, because they kind of they dumped the table in the creature and like, I squished it.
Yeah. I was confused by how Harrow's guys managed to miss that little room up there. And
well, I'm wondering if they just don't care.
No, because that's what they were looking for. They were looking for that little statue. That's their whole point. They're trying to get that statue so they can.
I see what you mean. I thought you meant like tape. I was thinking, but yeah, Hera's the tomb, the actual tomb space.
Yeah,
but I'm thinking it's like they're kind of pushing. Well, no, I'm wondering if they just kind of push, the guys that got taken, and they just push past the this whole mummy scene. Is like, all right, some of you are gonna die. Oh, we lost Will.
Yeah, we lost Will. Uh-oh. He was being very quiet. He probably he either lost connection or he got sick of us. We were trying to include you, Will. We were trying. Yeah. I'm not sure what they were doing in there, because there he is. He's back. We got audio. Can you hear us, Will?
Yep. I can.
There you are.
Awesome.
Wow. How long were you were gone for? Because you were quiet for a while, so I was wondering if we lost you or not a while ago.
Yeah, I was every once in a while the audio will make it sound like you guys are just speaking really choppily.
Yeah.
So that was happening for about 3 minutes. So I said, "Oh, let's do a hard reset." And
Okay.
It seemed to work. Now. Do we sound good?
You guys sound great now.
Awesome. That's great. All right. So what did you think? What did you think, Will? About Harrow's guys going down there and stuff? Because Kevin and I were talking about like I was confused at how they missed the room that has Mr. the Great's tomb in it, and because that's what they were looking for. They were looking for the sarcophagus there that has the statue in it, and I just didn't know. I was confused by why they seemed to miss it.
My assumption was that they just got there after.
They got there after?
Like they Steven and what's her name?
Layla. Is it Layla? I think it's Layla, right?
It's Layla. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
I thought they just got there before the other guys. Like they were just faster.
What? Because I think Mark found it fairly quickly.
Yeah, but he also did the weird thing with the Eye of Horus. Was that like?
Right.
I can't remember. Was there any clues revealed there?
I think he was disabled.
Where to go?
He talked about the architecture resembling the Eye of Horus.
Yeah.
Being like, okay, this part of the eye symbolizes this, and then this long swirl symbolizes the tongue, and that being the voice. The tomb being the first and or I guess the last voice of Ammit.
Yeah. I'm not sure. See Gavin in the chat. GMS is the name. He says, by far my favorite episode. I think I agree. I liked this one a lot. It had a very different feel from the other episodes because of that horror, almost Indiana Jones-esque type feel. Like, I don't know. I got some mummy vibes from it as well. So
I was going to say, definitely mummy vibes.
Yeah.
Honey, what are you doing these guys on stores?
Yeah, I really liked it. I really like this one. I think it was my favorite one as well. They keep getting better every week, so I'm not disappointed with this show at all. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm very curious to see where they're going with it, because we only have 2 episodes left. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do to wrap everything up because keep.
Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, I feel like I don't know how they directed this, but I feel like as far as continuation of the story, or I guess moving the story along, it's much better paced than other Marvel or other series on Disney Plus.
Yep, I agree. I love Mandalorian, but it feels. It drags sometimes. I think Book of Boba Fett also had its issues. And then also Falcon and Winter Soldier was just like, ugh. I like it, but it's just so... It feels like they should have turned it into a 2-hour-long movie instead of a 6-hour-long series, because it's just... There's too much filler going on in there and stuff.
Yeah.
And WandaVision... WandaVision, like, the episodes really varied on how short they were and stuff. Like, there were some that was, like, 20 minutes long. So that one I felt was decent. And Loki, I think, was pretty good. I, again, haven't seen Hawkeye yet. Sorry, Kevin. So I don't know. I don't know how that
I would say Hawkeye was also... Yeah.
But
I would honestly say Hawkeye overall never... It was a little more detective, there was a lot more... I don't know, character focus, I guess.
Yeah.
There was a steady pace, but it wasn't. I feel like this, more often than not, Moon Knight has been faster paced.
Yeah.
Than Hawkeye was.
The episodes seem to they end really quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ramp. Yeah, it's ramp. It definitely feels like more is happening per episode. Like more is happening per episode now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I think it's going to if it keeps going the way it's going, I think this could probably be the best Marvel TV show.
Hmm.
I think like it's right up with Loki for me right now. I just personally really loved Loki and how the whole show felt and stuff.
Right.
And this is really close to that, and I really like the psychological stuff with it as well. And speaking of the psychological stuff, that
Oh my gosh.
last few minutes, holy cow, that was crazy. So
Ugh.
after they go into like
I will say from the outset, I am not a fan of this kind of psycho thriller getting you to rethink reality.
ha,
It's not my cup of tea. So
why is
I
that?
did
Like
think there
you
was some
just
interesting bit. It just bothers me. I don't know. I will say it's a personal thing, but it's just
mm.
I don't know. I'm not one who would, I overthink things as it is, and inviting more of that is like, ugh, gosh.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be resolved pretty quickly, probably at the beginning of the next episode, where it's like
Yeah.
it's obvious that he's not just in an asylum. This is obviously some
Oh,
sort
I
of
know.
construct that's in his head and stuff because he just got shot.
I don't think it's supposed to be because we see him fall. I honestly, because there's in Egyptian mythology, from what I can recall from history class years ago, there is an in between space where you go to get your heart weighed and to see if you're worthy to go into either your soul is consumed by Amit, which I guess in this might be tweaked a bit, or if you're good to go to the afterlife and whatnot.
Hmm.
Well, I'm thinking that's kind of sort of what this is, and that's why we see,
Potentially.
yeah, kind of sort of because there are either phantoms of your past that you're dealing with or whatever the heck, Arthur being the psychoanalyst
Mm-hmm.
there. I think that might be something to do with Mark, but also like, okay, Stephen was trapped, Stephen was trapped in a sarcophagus, and
Yeah.
we had a third, we had a
We
third
had a third. We
sarcophagus.
had a third. There
We had
is
a
a third
third.
personality. There is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were debating that last week, and I had come up with maybe the theory that it was Khonshu doing it and stuff, but I was like, that's a weird time to
Okay.
introduce that, and it
Yeah.
definitely looks like there is another personality. And it looks like they're heavily teasing it.
What if
So-
it's what if it's the girl's father?
As the other personality?
Yes.
Mark's third personality is his wife's father.
It's his guilt personality.
Well, well, that's
Um,
maybe not him, but maybe it's the guilt manifested, maybe.
Potentially.
Although I feel like that, I don't know. I feel like that would be Mark,
Yeah.
because I feel like
or Steven.
well, no, because Steven doesn't know about any of this. That's the thing.
Yeah. But I
'Cause we
think,
really don't have
I
a-
think
I don't
Mark
know,
is
'cause we don't-
Mark is the original, I think. Mark is like the first one, and then I think well, I mean it hasn't been confirmed, but in this he got shot, he died. They said that when her dad got killed.
Mhm.
And I think that's when Khonshu took him as his avatar, and I'm wondering if that's when other personalities started coming up. But it may have been before that, so he may have had these two other personalities with him before this. So I'm
I
not
don't know,
sure.
because Mark knew about Steven,
Yeah.
and he had talked to Khonshu about Steven.
Mhm.
And then you had the whole scene where both Mark and Steven were out of it when whatever the third personality was gutted the two villains
Yeah.
and was trying to get information out of the kid. So I'm like, it's weird because now we had Mark as the fisticuffs guy, with the main, the main uh Khonshu Moon Knight suit.
Yeah.
But now we have this third guy. I'm like, this Khonshu, because Khonshu never mentions him.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because he talks about, oh, the other idiot is in control. I'm like, you were supposed to control this. You said you had this under control, like just referring to Steven.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to be doing with that, but there definitely is another personality in there. And they seem aggressive. I mean, like, is it Steven? I think it was Steven who looked in that room and saw the other sarcophagus there. It's standing up and it's shaking like crazy because whoever's in there they're wanting to get out. So yeah. I'm very, very curious to see, who this is. Because what if Mark and Steven branched off from this other person? Maybe this other person is the mercenary or whatever that was there before, and Mark was created to help with the guilty conscience of, because he was saying his partner did it. What if it was just him and he killed her dad and then he died somehow, and then when he came back his personality split.
That's kind of interesting. And
Mark is his guilty conscience manifested to go and help, go and, you talk to Layla or whatever, and then he ends up falling in love with her and so on and so forth and stuff. And then, like, maybe Steven's just like, what if none of this other stuff had happened, like, never became a mercenary and stuff, just became a little person that works in a shop or something. So I'm really, like, wondering who this third personality is. I know that people online know who it is because the people that are familiar with the comics know who this character is. And I did see a name, but I've been trying to avoid all of it because I want to be surprised and I want to be just like completely like, what is going on here? So I love theorizing about this the certain aspects of this show, that because I'm not used to not knowing about anything about the characters or the worlds and stuff. So I'm very, very curious to see where they go with this. But we also get right after that, they turn the corner or whatever, and there's this ginormous hippopotamus wearing a dress, and it says hi, and then Steven and Mark both scream, and that's where it leaves us.
The very my thing, I knew that it was the god. I just looked up her name. It's I believe it's Taweret, and she's the goddess of family and pregnant women. So,
is
like,
Steven pregnant? No.
Well, I want to know, what is she? This is the thing that I'm like, okay, are we just throwing in like, let's just throw in this goddess with a giant hippo head and just trip people out? Like, she has nothing. She has, her whole thing is birth and the living, and I think she has something to do with fruitful harvest too.
Huh.
Wait, I thought that was Tiamat.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Egyptian mythology. The extent of my Egyptian theology comes from Assassin's Creed, so I can't.
That's not a good source. That's not a good source.
I know.
I thought the hippo was Tiamat, because Tiamat is part hippo. I know
Tiamat has the body of a hippo, the mane of a lion, and the head of a crocodile. Like, that's why you see Arthur with the crocodile heads on his staff.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Isn't that Amet, or is that a different person? I'm confused.
Oh, I think you're right. Amet. Yeah, Amet. My bad.
Yeah. So I don't know who any of these people are. All I know is a giant hippopotamus just said hi to Mark and Steven in an asylum.
Yep.
What? I'm so confused by that
I
ending.
like how it wasn't this like deep guttural like hello. It was just like
It looks like it was like something out of
it
like a
was.
Disney cartoon, just like a hi. It's like, what is this? I'm so confused by that, and I'm not
Oh,
sure
I'm
how to
looking at a
take that.
freaking image. I'm looking at a freaking image. This is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mark and Steven in the side by side as they're looking at
The
how
hippo.
do you say it? Yeah, the hippo. Their hairstyles are different.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
interesting. I mean, their
I'm
clothes are
pretty sure
different.
that
Like
haven't they been doing that the whole time? They've been like slightly
I
changing their
don't
hair
know.
each time, I thought, or something like that.
Well,
Because I
because
mean, they're
or
very
like they
different
do when they wake
personalities.
up.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm I'm so confused and very curious to see where they're going with this. What my theory is like you said, Kevin, this might be like the place that you go to before you die or something like that. And because of Mark and Steven and this other personality or whatever, because of what's going on in Mark's head and stuff, he's created this environment or whatever right before he dies. And this other god maybe is another trapped god, or is another god that like maybe disagrees with what the other gods are doing. Maybe she allies herself with Khonshu, and she's there to help the two of them get out and to help get Khonshu out or something.
I don't know because she just seemed like, oh, you're. It did it. I don't know. It was very weird. Well, did
Yeah.
you also notice the chick that was drawing, the chick that was drawing what was it? The chick that was drawing a hummingbird. That's what it was. It had Khonshu's skull.
Oh, yep.
Are
Yep.
these Khonshu's previous avatars?
No, they're not, because they're his manager at the shop was there.
Oh, okay, so it is like
Yeah.
Stevens.
Yeah, it is very much in
It's
his
something
head there.
it's something well, at least this part of the in between was a manifestation.
Yes, the asylum part and stuff and whatever's going on there.
Which kind of
And
say
Layla's hasn't been a avatar yet, and she was there as well.
oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and Gavin says here in the chat, he goes, he also in the first episode picks up a box of stuffed animal hippos with her exact clothing. So the hippo in this is wearing the same clothing as the stuffed ones that he's carrying around. That's excellent, Gavin. I didn't pick up on that. That's awesome.
I will say, most depictions of her in Egyptian mythology, she is quote unquote naked, being a hippo. But
well, this is Disney, and I don't want to see a naked hippo. So, oh man. So yeah, I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see what they do with it. Gavin again says, which I guess means nothing, LOL. But I don't think it means nothing. I think it was just teasing us, a little Easter egg, for the people that go back and rewatch the first episode, and they'll pick up on that like you did, Gavin. So I don't think it means nothing. I think it's just a fun little Easter egg that they planted right there at the beginning of the series. So is there anything else you guys want to mention about this this fourth episode of Moon Knight? Did I lose you guys?
I'm still here. I was just thinking.
I'm still here.
Okay, so any kind of closing thoughts that you guys have on this episode?
Oh, something I just thought about. Why was when Mark initially ran away from Arthur, or the Arthur personification, he goes into the hallway and there's actual ancient like lamps and they're tilting.
Yeah, I'm very confused. I thought of that too, where I was like, what is going, like, this whole place is like weird and shifting, and like I'm really thinking it's because he was in a moment of stress there where he got out of the way of the guards and stuff, and I think it was him possibly causing that, or it was the arrival of the hippo coming in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think she's that big, but I mean, she could be. Gavin again says this could be the home of the gods that he's at, or whatever, in the asylum. It could be similar to that idea where it's like that extra dimensional plane or whatever going into the afterlife or whatever you said it was, Kevin, where it's connecting to that. Maybe the hallways connect to a larger facility or something. I don't know. Oh, he says where they're banished. That could be interesting, but I don't necessarily think Mark would go there if it was the place where all the gods were banished. What do you guys think?
Well, as the Avatar, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We're gonna have to just, wait and see. Because I mean, they left us on a huge cliffhanger and like completely like just what is going on here kind of ending. So they're definitely going to answer that probably within the next, like the first like 5 minutes of the next episode and stuff for us. They just want to make sure we tune in again next week.
Yeah.
And I'm
definitely yelling at a hippo.
Yeah.
Definitely yelling at a hippo god. Definitely did that.
Yeah. Well, if you guys don't have anything else to say about episode 4 of Moon Knight, or if you guys wanted to make any more comments about the Thor trailer, we can start wrapping things up now if you guys are good.
Just trying to find something on the in-between between Egypt.
Okay. What about you, Will? While Kevin's researching, is there anything else you wanted to
I'm
mention
finding
here?
nothing. I could go on, but I'm not going
to. All right. Well, all right. I think that's it. We good? We good here? Yes?
Yeah.
All right. Will, we lose you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
we lost him? Oh, no.
No, he's still here. I heard him.
Yeah. See, I asked if we lost him, and he said yes. So, never mind. I thought it was funny.
No. Yeah, the audio is it was just cutting out again. It was hard to hear.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. We got to fix that. All right. Well,
indeed.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for watching. Before we wrap up, Kevin, did you have anything you wanted to plug for people that may or may not be watching? Mostly people that are watching. The people that may not be watching won't hear it. But any
future listeners, yes. Present listeners, TikTok, do mini skits and reaction videos on Voice number 4, the radio.
And that's a Voice for the radio, everybody.
Yep, Voice. Yeah. All one word.
Yep. Awesome. So you do all kinds of stuff over there. So you guys follow Kevin at Voice for the Radio. I believe that's in the description. I think I put a link in the description. I'm gonna get around to doing that if it's not in there. Will, where can they find you this week? Last week you told us we have to tune in next week to find out. Where can they find you today?
Or not this find week? You.
We can't find him. He's gone.
He's gone.
All right. Well, on that note, all right, you guys can follow me at Instagram and Twitter at Digital Film Reel. I'm gonna be putting up a review of The Northman probably tomorrow. I'm a little late on it. I wasn't feeling great today, so I wasn't able to record. But I'm gonna be getting that up, so you guys watch out for that. And if that's it, I think that's it. All right. You guys have
Like,
a great
share, and
day.
subscribe.
Yes, that one.
Plug in.
Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, send
Hit
it to
that bell
friends,
if you want to know
family.
when we. Yeah.
Perfect timing. There's all kinds of the little pop-ups are coming up on the screen right now. The share, the like, click them all. Do everything. Comment what you guys. Yeah, we are so professional. You guys have a great day. Ah, man. And au revoir.